Guys, whatever you do, do not do these 3 things where you want to buy or sell Pokemon cards. What are they? Well, we're going to talk about them right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going through 3 things about buying and selling Pokemon. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys asking about when is a good time to buy, when is a good time to sell. I've been seeing some people doing stuff where you're like, maybe not, none might not be the best thing to do. You're like, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. So we're going through 3 really important things to either avoid and to also try and do when buying, collecting, and investing in Pokemon. So let's go. Number 1, panic buying and panic selling, also is kind of like FOMO, right? FOMO is real. You definitely don't want to be panic selling or panic buying on anything, and it does affect everyone. It affects myself. I've done it before. I'm like, oh, especially with panic buying, be looking at stuff going, I don't want to miss buying this. This is going to be a fantastic product. Not really knowing exactly how much is going to be printed, how much is going to be distributed, or anything like that. Like, oh, I must get it. Pay a little bit more than I should, and then a big wave of reprints come. I'm looking at going, oh, actually, it's not that fantastic. One of the examples for me was the Evolutions VMAX Premium Collection boxes, the Flareon, the Jolteon, the Vaporeon one. Now, I actually paid around about £65 a piece for these. And then a big wave came about 2-3 weeks later, and they dropped to around £40 to £45 each. I actually paid 50% more for each one, and I didn't really need it to. So that is one thing that I got caught in kind of the whole FOMO, and same with Celebrations ETBs. And there have been some really great products that are really good price, but then they go up and you're thinking maybe I should start selling. And again, that's panic selling. When products go down really fast, you may be thinking panic selling, panic buying. Just be patient. That's one of the biggest things I always say, is be patient and don't try and panic buy and panic sell. We have an example here. We have a Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer box, and as you can see, it was going for around $140, and then a big reprint wave came and you can pick it up for around $30. That's a massive drop. Is now a great time to pick it up? Absolutely. If you had it when the big drop came, you didn't sell, don't start panic selling or anything like that. Just hold on to that product unless you really need the money, but just hold on to it for now. It will go back up over time. It will take time to reach that new heights. Also, be patient is one of the really key things, and FOMO really does hit us, and the panic buying and the panic selling. Would I buy this right now? I would. I think this is a really good product, and it will eventually go back up to where it was, but it's going to take time. Whereas you have a set like Evolving Skies, it's gone right up, and it's gone up, and it's just keep going up and up and up and up. Now, a lot of people said that they don't think this is going to be reprinted. A lot of people think that the Pokemon company are not going to let this get to $300 a box. Who knows? We don't really know what's going on. Is now the time to buy? Me, I always like to be patient. I always like to see what happens, but knowing that it's still in its print cycle, I know that I could afford to just wait a moment and see what happens. Just see if they reprint. We didn't really think that they were going to do a massive reprint of Darkness Ablaze and Vivid Voltage GTBs, and they went from 140 to 30 because they reprinted an absolute ton of it. Who knows? We don't know what they're going to print. They could do this with Evolving Skies. Will it drop it massively? More than likely not, but it might drop less than what it is right now. That's just a thought. Now, selling, you could sell it. You know, I've sold some when it's reached its heights. I had about a case of Evolving Skies booster boxes, and I sold them all when they reached around that 180, 190 a box. So yes, it's gone up since then, but I needed the money, so I sold. Not researching before you buy or sell. This is really important. If you're looking at buying a product, or if you're looking at selling one, you want to make sure you look at the market. And when I say market, it all depends on where you are in the world, right? If you're over in the US, that you want to take a look at TCG Player, it's a really good website, very useful, with a ton of graphs and information for you to get a really good idea of what the market trends are regarding sealed product and cards. It really is a really useful tool. The link to that will be in the description below. I use this for pretty much all my videos, as it is a really good resource to know what is really going on, what is going on in the market, what are the trends happening. And it's just really useful. Another great resource for people over in the EU is stuff like Card Market. Card Market is fantastic. I've bought a ton of stuff from Card Market and sold a ton of stuff from Card Market. Not just Pokemon, but other TCGs as well. It is a fantastic resource, again, with really informative graphs. It is a very good website to use. Get an idea of what's really been going on in the EU market, because they are different. EU and US and UK are very different. So you want to make sure that you kind of have a good real overall look. Over here in the UK, it's very different. We don't really have a resource of all these informative graphs. So I tend to use stuff like eBay and Facebook Marketplace to really get an idea of what things have been selling for. eBay is a really good place to look at recently sold, whether it's cards, graded cards, sealed product. Give me an idea roughly of the recently sold to see what's been going on. And then if I go on to like Facebook, where I tend to get a lot of stuff from there and sell a lot of stuff on there, some people actually sell stuff for under the most recently sold on eBay, so you can actually get some pretty good deals. So that's one thing to take into consideration. Now when selling, you've got to make sure that you're completely transparent on what you're selling, making sure you're honest about the condition, and obviously provide a lot of photos. If it's the sealed product, cards, don't matter what it is, but make sure you cover all the angles so people know exactly what they're buying from you. Now when you're buying, you've got to be careful when you use places like eBay and using places like Facebook because of fakes. You know, and I've seen it before. It's happened to me before. I've received products that is not what I ordered, you know. You got to be careful, okay? You got to be really careful, but you got to make sure you do your research. Make sure you know what's been going on in the market before you buy and before you sell, because you don't want to be out of pocket. And finally, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That basically means don't just buy all into one particular product or one particular set. Don't get me wrong, guys. We love Evolving Skies. It is a fantastic set, and currently it's going to the moon, but I wouldn't put all of my eggs in that one basket. And here's the reason why. As the example I showed earlier with the Dancer Blazing and Vivid Voltage ETBs, if you went in hard and you bought a ton of them and a massive reprint came, you feel kind of bad. But if you kind of spread out your collection and where you spend your money, that will help you for the long term. It really, really will. Now I've been picking up a bunch of various different things: Spin and Rain, Fusion Strike, Battle Styles, pretty much most sets. I like to have at least 1 or 2 booster boxes from every single set that gets released that I keep in my sealed collection. There are other sets where I go a little bit more into. I went a little bit more into Evolving Skies. I've gone more into Hidden Fates. Those are the 2 sets I really like to go a little bit more in depth into. Brilliant Stars is another one, and same with Lost Origin. Those are the ones I really, really rate, and that's what I tend to go for. And again, it's just kind of spread out. I tend to avoid most collection boxes. That doesn't mean all of them are bad. There's some really great ones out there. As we've seen with the Arceus V figure collection boxes, anything that's premium, I always say is really good. Kind of spread things out a little bit. If you go all in on one set, and then it gets a mass reprint and it crashes, that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really bad, and you could lose a lot of money and a lot of investing, and you don't really want to do that. You want to kind of try and spread it out and get a few bits here and there from various different sets, different products, ETBs, booster boxes, collection boxes. There's a bunch of amazing stuff. Tins as well. There's some really great tins out there. Hidden Fates tins as an example. Fantastic product. There are some really good stuff, so you make sure you spread it out. The spreading all out will really help. You went all into Evolving Skies, and let's say in the new year Pokemon Company decide, you know what, we're gonna absolutely print the living hell out of it, and it drops ridiculously low, it's gonna really sting. But we don't know. It's always predicting. We don't really know how the market's gonna react. We don't know about reprints. We don't know how much is gonna get printed and how much is gonna be in the market. Best thing to do is spread out where you spend your money. If you've made it this far into the video, guys, and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know down in the comments whether or not you have fallen into any of these traps, any things that you guys could suggest so other people in the comments can get some really good tips on how to buy and sell. And yeah, you gotta be careful when you're out there, when you're buying and selling. I always say research is key. So is patience. It really does go a long way. Anyway, guys, that is it from me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you guys are the legends, and I'll see you all in the next one.